Hey, this is Pastor George with your Midday Motivation. A dear friend of mine tells me the story of two women. They lived in this beautiful gated community, Miss Jackson and Miss Jones. Miss Jones hated the fact that Miss Jackson lived next door to her, and to show her continued disdain for the fact that Miss Jackson was living next door, Miss Jones had some more horses in the back. And when the horses would use the restroom, she would take the waste and throw it over the fence in Mrs. Jackson's backyard. This went on year after year. One day, Miss Jackson was out exercising, and she noticed that the mail was running over in Mrs. Jones' mailbox. She gathered the mail together, knocked on the door. No one answered. Mrs. Jackson did a little research and come to find out Mrs. Jones had been in the hospital for 6 months, and nobody knew. Mrs. Jackson put a care package together, picked some beautiful roses, and went to visit Mrs. Jones. When she walked in the hospital, Mrs. Jones began to cry. Mrs. Jackson asked her, "What's the matter?" She said, "I've been here for 6 months. And you're the only person that's come to visit me. You brought me my mail, and you went and purchased me these beautiful roses." Mrs. Jackson looked at her and said, "It was my pleasure to come visit you, but you don't have to thank me for buying you roses because I grew them in my own personal garden." She said, "You see, week after week, it will be a pile of manure in my backyard, and I'm an old farm girl. I took the manure, mixed some chemicals together, made fertilizer, spread it throughout my garden. It grew these beautiful roses, and I'm sharing them with you." Many of us can take a lesson from Mrs. Jackson. I know life can be unfair. We have disappointments, challenges, letdown, and failures. Instead of us sitting there complaining about it, mix your faith with it. Make fertilizer, grow your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations. One of my favorite scriptures says this: "No weapon formed against you will prosper." Make fertilizer, grow your dreams,